Welcome to the Grim Tapes. Tonight, we delve into one of the most chilling and historically layered hauntings in American folklore, the Myrtles Plantation. This isn't just a ghost story. It's a tale that intertwines with the brutal legacy of slavery, mysterious deaths, and echoes from the past that refuse to be silenced. Nestled in the small town of St. Francisville, Louisiana, the Myrtles Plantation stands as both a beautiful relic of the antebellum South and one of its most haunted landmarks. The spirits here are not just legends, they are woven into the very fabric of the plantation's history. And many believe that the souls of enslaved individuals, whose lives ended in suffering and injustice, still walk these grounds. This is their story. Historical background of Myrtles Plantation. The Myrtles Plantation was built in the late 1700s by General David Bradford, a man escaping legal troubles in Pennsylvania. It was later passed down to several owners, each adding to its reputation as a site of tragedy. The South's economy at the time heavily relied on slavery, and like many plantations, Myrtles was maintained through the forced labor of enslaved people. The records are incomplete, but it's known that the plantation saw numerous deaths, some natural, some violent, and many undocumented. These deaths, combined with the region's brutal climate and living conditions, created an environment of immense pain and trauma. Many believe that this emotional residue fuels the hauntings witnessed here. When we talk about the ghosts of Myrtles Plantation, we are not just talking about eerie figures in the hallway. We are talking about the spiritual remains of an oppressive system. The legend of Chloe. Perhaps the most famous ghost story from the Myrtles is that of Chloe, an enslaved woman who, according to legend, was involved with her master, Clark Woodruff. The story goes that Chloe was caught eavesdropping and had her ear cut off as punishment. In revenge, or desperation, she poisoned a birthday cake meant for the family, which resulted in the deaths of Woodruff's wife and 2 daughters. Chloe was then hanged by fellow slaves and thrown into the Mississippi River. Though the story has many versions and inconsistencies, visitors and staff have claimed to see a woman with a green turban roaming the grounds. A famous photograph even allegedly shows her standing between 2 buildings on the plantation. Spiritual presence of enslaved individuals. Beyond Chloe, many believe the plantation is home to the spirits of those who were enslaved there. Some guests have reported hearing the sound of chains dragging, crying in the night, and even full-bodied apparitions of people in 19th century clothing. Psychic mediums visiting the plantation have claimed to communicate with spirits who identify themselves as having been enslaved. These reports, while chilling, also serve as a painful reminder of the real human lives affected. Ghosts in this context are not just frightful entities but echoes of a terrible history that was never fully reconciled. Paranormal investigators often talk about residual hauntings, spiritual energy imprinted on the environment, endlessly replaying trauma. Deaths, mysteries, and dark omens. Over the years, the plantation saw numerous deaths, murders, accidents, illness, and war-related fatalities. One owner was allegedly shot on the front porch. His blood stains are said to still appear, no matter how many times the floor is cleaned. Other tales involve poisoned children, mysterious illnesses, and figures seen in mirrors. Even the architecture seems built to trap spirits. Mirrors were often covered after a death to prevent spirits from becoming trapped, yet one mirror at the Myrtles is believed to contain the spirits of the Woodruff family. Visitors report seeing handprints and figures in the reflection. Paranormal investigations. Numerous paranormal groups have investigated the Myrtles Plantation, recording electronic voice phenomena, EVPs, sudden drops in temperature, and unexplained movements. Some have reported their equipment malfunctioning, only to resume working once they leave the property. Professional ghost hunters and skeptics alike have found the Myrtles to be a place that challenges rational explanation. Night tours often result in group sightings, shadowy figures standing by the staircase, doors that open and close by themselves, or a piano that plays a single note in an otherwise empty room. These experiences are not confined to the dark hours. Many daytime tourists also report unease, feelings of being watched, and sudden nausea. The complexity of ghost stories and slavery. While the ghost stories attract many, it is important to address how these narratives intersect with the very real and brutal history of slavery. Some historians argue that the sensational ghost stories can obscure the genuine suffering that took place here. Others suggest that these stories are a way for the land itself to remember what people tried to forget. Talking about enslaved individuals only as ghosts risks minimizing their humanity. It's essential to ground these stories in historical truth, acknowledging their pain while also questioning how we remember the past. Modern visitations and tourism. Today, the Myrtles Plantation operates as a bed and breakfast and a tourist attraction. Many come hoping to encounter a ghost, while others come to connect with history. Some guests check out early, unable to cope with the atmosphere. Others return again and again, drawn to the strange beauty and haunted past. Employees report strange events with alarming regularity, lights turning on by themselves, objects disappearing then reappearing in odd places, and ghostly figures spotted on security footage. Some staff even claim they are on a first-name basis with certain spirits, saying the same ghosts make regular appearances in specific rooms. Cultural legacy and media representation. The Myrtles has been featured in books, documentaries, and paranormal TV shows. Each representation adds layers to its mythology, but also raises the question of what is entertainment and what is truth. This plantation is more than a haunted house, it's a cultural artifact, a mirror to the past, and a reminder of the enduring presence of history. Do you believe spirits can linger due to trauma? Should places like the Myrtles Plantation continue to be open for haunted tourism, or should they focus solely on historical education? Is it possible that the ghosts here are trying to tell us something we haven't been willing to hear? Would you ever spend the night at the Myrtles Plantation? Let us know in the comments below. Your thoughts help us explore these mysteries even further. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the haunted history of the Myrtles Plantation. We hope this exploration offered not only a chilling experience but also a meaningful reflection on the legacies that haunt us still. If you found this episode engaging, be sure to subscribe to the Grim Tapes, where we unravel the darkest corners of history, folklore, and the unknown. Like this video to support the channel, comment your thoughts or personal experiences, and share this with anyone who loves a good ghost story steeped in real-world history. Until next time, stay curious, stay brave, and remember, some places are haunted not by ghosts, but by memory.